Here's a full collection of 14 massive moments. You can also check out our collection of 19 spoiler pictures from these episodes. 1. Dana and John fall out. Dana is annoyed over John's refusal to let her drive the patrol buggy and believes she's being marginalized because she's a woman. Their argument spills out into the surf club, and John is shocked by Dana's threats to quit. The next day, Dana is pleased when she's given permission to drive the buggy. But John remains hurt by her accusations of discrimination and fears their once solid friendship is now beyond repair. 2. Levi attacks Tim. Levi rages at Tim for overstepping the mark with his sisters and warns him away. Later, Tim is informing Eden about the attack when Levi confronts the pair and demands that they tell Abigail the truth immediately. 3. Rue is back in Summer Bay. Alf is shocked when Rue makes an unannounced return and realizes that Marilyn must have called her. Rue is troubled by her dad's fragile state and tries to get to the bottom of what's wrong. After learning what happened with Alf and Bree in the hospital, Rue decides it's time she paid the doctor a visit. 4. Rue confronts Bree. Bree returns to Summer Bay with an official diagnosis of OCD, but decides to keep it from her work colleagues. But her past catches up with her when Rue shows up, wanting answers over what happened with Alf. Later, Remy goes to see Rue and Alf and explains Bree has been diagnosed with a mental health condition. Rue agrees to let the matter drop, much to Alf's relief. 5. Rose and Cash have a heart-to-heart. Rose admits to Kirby she feels awkward about being Cash's boss when the roles used to be reversed. She decides to raise her concerns directly with Cash, but he's surprisingly supportive and tells her he's fine with everything. With that matter cleared up, Rose asks Cash if he'll go and collect her coffee. 6. Molly and Abigail grow closer. Next morning, Abigail is still down in the dumps over Tim, despite Levi's best efforts to cheer her up. Molly walks in to find her in floods of tears and offers some words of wisdom. Mackenzie can't help but clock Molly's attentiveness towards Abigail and reckons he's got a crush on her. 7. Molly admits his true feelings. Molly is caught off guard by Mac's questioning, but concedes his feelings for Abigail run deeper than just friendship. Despite this, Molly agrees it's not a sensible idea to pursue anything romantic with Abigail still in recovery and him being her boss. But will smitten Molly be able to keep his feelings under wraps? 8. Eden can't resist him. Levi is still reeling over Eden admitting she slept with Tim and warns his sister against playing with fire, pointing out the damage his affair with Mac caused. Taking his advice, Eden calls Tim around to finish it, but ends up back in bed with him. Over breakfast next morning, the lovers set boundaries and agree not to discuss Abigail while they're together. But then Tim's phone rings. It's Levi and he wants to talk. 9. Tim cuts ties with Abigail. Tim and Eden are at odds over what to do. She wants to end their fling for the sake of her sister, but Tim decides to give Abigail the boot instead. He meets up with his client and explains his books are too full to carry on helping her. Abigail returns home and breaks the news to Levi, who's troubled to see how upset she is. 10. Perry rejects Kaya's peace offering. Relations between Perry and Kaya remain strained as he struggles to forgive her for walking out when he was a kid. Tane engineers a meeting between mother and son, where Kaya opens up about the difficult decision she faced leaving Perry behind with his abusive father. Ultimately, it's not enough to win Perry over and their conversation ends with him telling Kaya to go to hell. 11. Perry has second thoughts. While Tane tries to comfort a heartbroken Kaya, Theo warns Perry not to be so hasty in rejecting his mom. His words seem to resonate, and Perry decides he's willing to give Kaya a chance, but needs more time to come to terms with the past. Tane calls Kaya and suggests she allows the dust to settle before trying again with Perry. 12. Perry gives Kaya a second chance. Perry pretends not to care, but Tane knows different and urges him not to waste this chance. As Kaya prepares to leave, Perry chases after her and asks his mom if she'll join him for dinner tonight. 13. Perry says goodbye to Summer Bay. Tane is shocked that night when Perry announces he wants to go back to New Zealand with Kaya. He informs his mom the next day, and the pair bid an emotional farewell to Tane and Harper. Tane is gutted at having to say goodbye to Perry, but glad he's found his happy ending. 14. Tane kisses Harper. Perry's departure makes Tane and Harper reflect on everything they've done for the lad. Tane is touched when Harper tells him how lucky their baby is to have him, and leans in for a kiss. Will Harper respond? And is this the start of a romance for the pair?